My pleasure here to talk to you about digital citizenship. Big picture here is to think before you click. All right? It's really important that you do that before you post, before you tweet, before you do a Snapchat, before you send anything. Just let's run this acronym through your mind, okay? And the acronym is THINK, okay? So each letter there stands for something really important. The T stands for is it true, okay? The H for is it helpful? The I for is it inspiring? The N is it necessary? And the K is it kind? Okay, so all of those must be true in order to post it, to click, to snap, to send it. Make sure all those are true. Okay, we don't want to spread any falsehoods. We don't want to be dragging people down. We don't want to send unnecessary things. We want to send kind and uplifting things. Okay. It's really important that we get you to think critically here, okay? Don't believe everything you read on the internet, okay? We all know there's falsehoods out there. Check those sources, okay? I want to tell you a little bit about our email filter here. We have an email filter and a Canvas filter. It filters and it sends Mrs. Atwood and I, and our technology director actually too, emails when there's swearing, when there's derogatory language, when there's things that are going on that shouldn't be. And you will be held responsible for those things, okay? We hand down consequences for that. We want you to use school devices for school-related purposes only, all right? That's really, really, really important to us, all right? Going back to this thing about sources, okay? If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is, okay? So make sure that you really filter things through in your mind and you know that, if somebody's trying to sell you a brand new car for $2,000, you know something's wrong there, right? I mean, that's sideways and you don't want to be influenced into bad things, okay? So really be smart about all those things, all right? We want you to be safe, okay? So keep your passwords confidential in a private place that only you or your parent and guardian that they can access, okay? Make sure you're careful with who you connect with. Just as I talked with a little bit earlier, not everything is as it seems, and not everyone is who they say they are. There's been many reports of people who impersonate alternate people online. They might say they're a 14-year-old boy from Ottumwa, but in reality they're a 70-year-old guy who lives in a basement in Canada. These things they happen. You need to be very smart about who you engage with online. I would stick it with friends and family only, people who you know for sure, all right? You're just too precious to have anything go wrong with that, okay? You guys know that 18.5% of middle and high school students received a sexually explicit video or image on their phone or device? That's pretty high. So guys, that's basically 1 in 5. That's too high. We need your help to really, really lower that. And that was a national study, so that's not necessarily in Iowa or Fairfield, but this is a national study of middle school and high school students. So let's just make sure that we're only engaging with people who we know and trust online, okay? Let's make sure we're responsible, okay? I know kids, a lot of kids, and I was the same way. I wanted to handle things on my own. Most middle school kids, they want to be a grown-up. They want to handle things on their own, and they don't want to tell. Well, guess what? If you're scared or stressed, you need to tell an adult if something's wrong. Remember that whole thing? If you see something, say something, and you get that spidey, tingly sense, that's your conscience talking to you. Tell an adult, okay? Because we can't help you unless we know, all right? This is really important. Let's set limits on time. Discipline yourself, right? Too much time online is a bad thing. Just because you're home learning, we don't want you online for 7 hours a day. That's not healthy, all right? We think it's important to activate all different parts of your brain, the artistic sense, the musical sense, the concrete sense, the abstract sense. All these different parts of your brain need to work together. So you need to exercise. You need to get outside. You need to discover your world a little bit. You need to play your instrument. You need to sing. You need to dance. You need to draw. You need to do some math. You need to write and be creative, okay? All these things are really important, all right? So, but set limits on your time online, all right? Discipline yourself. Also, make sure you don't start a fight online, okay? Some people get this false sense of courage when they're online and they think just because the person's not there, they can say whatever they want and there's no consequence. There is a consequence, okay? If you wouldn't say it to their face, don't say it in cyberspace, all right? That's really important. Remember that everything you do online is recorded. Nothing really disappears. It leaves what's called a digital footprint. So Even those Snapchats that you take, those could be retrieved. I mean, if those are stored in data warehouses, and those could be retrieved. So let's make sure that nobody here is losing out on like a work opportunity, a career opportunity, a scholarship, or anything like that for this kind of carelessness. All right. Really appreciate you listening. You know that Mrs. Atwood and I are here for you. I know that your teachers are as well, counselors, janitor, everybody, every adult really, our associates, everybody cares about you and wants you to be the best. But there's Mrs. Atwood's email there and mine as well. Thanks for listening. Go Trojans. You guys take care.